what her intentions were. I can only speak on how I handled the situation. And how I handled it is someone who's upset about the outcome that occurred. You lost, and you're upset about that. Saying I have no education and no class, I don't really take that personally because I know that it's so far from the truth. The thing that I'm the most proud of is that I let my racket talk, because ultimately I'm the one here sitting in front of you guys, moving on to the next round, getting the next check, moving on, being able to still be here and speak to you guys, and that's what's the most important. She's packed up and she's gone.
Juicy! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of the Nerd Chronicles with your host, the socially awkward nerd, Christian Paul speaking. And ladies and gentlemen, right, many of y'all have saw, and many of y'all tennis fans have been watching the U.S. Open up by Flessing Meadows Corner Park up in Queens, right? Miles away from JFK and LaGuardia, okay? Right outside Manhattan, you know what I mean? I had a very fun time actually going there, literally shortly after work, after dropping off my dad at the airport, literally Thursday evening. It was insane. I ain't gonna lie, it was really, really very insane, ladies and gentlemen, as Coco Gauff was literally just breezing through the competition. We're in the first part up in Ash, where I actually went there. I had like great enough seats that I was able to actually watch the U.S. Open, definitely from my viewpoint and from my seat, and I am extremely grateful for that opportunity that actually mainly came about.
Y'all here chilling, relaxing. I've been chilling. I got the best seat up in the house. Oh yeah, you get to see them. Yeah, you get directly. Literally directly. You see everybody. It's a blessing.
I know last year I had a vlog done with the U.S. Open through my phone last year in regards to that experience, and it was very wonderful. It was very amazing seeing that happen literally in full time. Now you have that match, and there was a secondary match that came by between Nino Borgets and Tommy Paul, which was literally a classic match down to the edge of my seat. Literally took like 4 hours and 10 minutes, man. It didn't really finish up until literally about 1:50 in the morning or so, up by Ash, which was literally insane. Okay, I didn't even get home till almost 3 a.m. that morning. And mind you, I was reminded like very last minute by the fan that I got errands to run shortly after that, so I know I'm gonna have like an iffy night of sleep, probably 4 or 5 hours dealing with some situations up back at home. But regardless, I never forgot that match. It was the best time. I'm happy that I stayed throughout those whole matches in regards with that. Now, I digress from the whole situation as I'm shuffling through right now in my room between college football and the U.S. Open right now. I know Eyewitness News is going on at the moment around the time that's recording. But the U.S. Open is mainly killing itself with, at the time, Fritz and Bachak mainly duking it out. And basically college football mainly doing this thing. And another big time match between Notre Dame and Miami mainly coming in. I want to try and dig further detail into the situation with the spat between Jelena Ostapenko and Taylor Townsend, you know, which Jelena mainly has shown minutes of the culture that, you know, her community been coming by, going off on like racial rants, you know, anti-black discriminatory rants, you know, calling Taylor mainly having no class and no education. After, mind you, Taylor Townsend literally beat Jelena fair and square, putting her head down, not making targeting, actually getting hyped in the moment. As any of y'all play would happen, it's competition, it's tennis for you. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's the nature of the game. But we are going to see this interaction fully coming from ESPN itself, and we are actually going to dig into the full story in regards to the whole situation. So let's go and deal with this clip, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue on. Let me try and make sure I get my microphone up in here and see what we got. Boom.
Wanted to finish with a flourish there, and didn't she just? do so very well to handle a moment when 5-3 down in the opening sets of this one. No love lost between these two.
And everything seemed okay, and they had a civil handshake in the beginning. But we'll see what goes on here. Wow. No class education. Disgusting. Yeah, if you're able to see and read and lip sync what Jelena said, she specifically said you have no class, you have no education. That is just really horrible. But, I'm not really too fazed by it, because at the end of the day, what Jelena is mainly doing, she's mainly projecting those comments mainly towards herself, because it looks like the one that actually beat her behind actually isn't really showing that, and but Jelena's mainly projecting. But let's actually go back a few clips here, a few seconds, and see what the tension is. They had their little handshake, got a little civil, and here come the argument.
Lost between these two. One thing you know for sure, Taylor Townsend ain't for backing down.
Good.
Not at all.
Good for her.
You can see.
And look at the crowd cheering Taylor on. You have like a lot of black folks mainly supporting her in that rally, paid to see her and play to see her win. And you got people from all groups actually rooting Taylor on and mainly booing and belittling Jelena for what she did. Understandably so. You know what I mean? Because when you make comments like this, don't be surprised if a bunch of folks mainly trying to come by and actually go give her that smoke, especially up on social media.
That emotion coming out of Taylor there. The entire court on court 11. Taylor egging it on. You love to see that competitive fight.
Juice.
All she's been through. Where she is now, she is as confident now, despite her ranking, as she has ever been.
Now from Chris Buff.
Taylor.
And some of these folks are still mad at Ostapenko. Let's go deal with the interview and see what they have to say.
Congratulations, fiery match start to finish. We'll get to it all. Can you fill us in on the conversation you were having with Jelena out there?
Yeah, I mean, it's competition. People get upset when they lose, and you can't. Some people say bad things. She told me I have no class, I have no education, and to see what happens when we get outside the U.S. So I'm looking
she misspoke some things. Let's see what she has to say.
forward to it. I mean, I beat her in Canada outside the U.S. I beat her in New York outside the
And I know she misspoke. She beat her in the States too, so.
U.S., so let's see what else she has to say.
You were down 5-3, won 9 straight games. What changed for you?
Honestly, I just locked in. I mean, she was playing really well at the beginning, and when she was playing well, I didn't say anything, and so that just shows class. I mean, sometimes people are playing too good, and you have to just take it, but I turned it up another level, and that's what I'm most proud of today.
Fire from the crowd as well. What did this crowd, we saw it in your first round as well, give you today?
Yeah, I mean, I love this crowd so much, and they were cheering for me from start to finish, even when Alana was playing well, and the crowd was cheering for her too. I mean, she was hitting some amazing shots. But this is what I live for. I love this city. I love New York. I love the people, so I'm looking forward to another round.
I'll get you one more on the kit. The fire on the kit, you said it's a Phoenix rebirth. Why is that your story?
I mean, I think it just goes to show, I mean, coming here, I was 15 years old and got denied an opportunity to play in the main draw after being #1 in the world, and I've come back now, I'm #1 in the world in doubles, and I'm in the 3rd round here, and I'm doing the best that I've ever done in my entire career. So sometimes it seems like you're in the fire, but sometimes you have to let your old self go to be reborn, and that's what I feel like has happened ever since I had my son, so credit to him.
Congratulations, we'll see you in the 3rd round.
Thank you so much.
The story of Taylor Townsend is truly a remarkable one of redemption, one of fight, and one of...
All right, so now that we got that part of the way, with that, yeah, Ostapenko gave her a little apology tour after she got blasted all up in the image, up on social media, and even up in the general public and some things. And we see some fellow tennis players mainly defend her, which we definitely noticed that as well.
I actually spoke to Alona after the match, but during our conversation, I didn't know what happened. And well, I have to say that she's nice. You know, she just sometimes can lose control, and she has some things in life to face and some struggles. So I was just trying to help her to, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, just not like face it more in a mature way, but I was just trying to help her to settle down and just was someone she could speak to and just let it go, you know. I think she just sometimes can just lose control over her emotions, which pretty tough, and I really hope that one day she will figure it herself and she will handle it much better.
But really, no, Tiffany is not really a stain on Tiffany at all. You know, there's going to be any type of stain when any white supremacists spew that type of rhetoric and that type of microaggression towards, you know, anybody that's definitely anti-black stuff towards black people. And yes, there's definitely other non-white groups as well, but we just focusing on black people definitely in the moment today here. You should not be really that concerned about it. Yes, it's definitely insulting, which I truly agree. But at the end of the day, they're mainly projecting on themselves. They're mainly projecting themselves literally to be as failures, and they don't want to fully hold themselves accountable for all the screws that they done did at that particular moment. So this is why they acted the way they do. When, you know, folks like Jelena's mindset here, and trust me, this is not the first time that she says some stuff like this, because she's known she's saying some microaggressions in that matter. She just basically got caught saying it on camera, you know, more than likely. Okay, this is not her first time. She's no stranger to stuff like this. This is basically a reflection of who Jelena is, definitely down the line. And the reason why she's mainly apologizing, definitely on social media, is due to the fact that the block has been mainly hot for her, similar to what Anya Sabalenka mainly had to deal with her being extremely arrogant, mainly towards that match at Roland Garros after she lost the championship match to Coco Gauff. Okay? Now, I would just literally leave these people alone. These people ain't really worth a drop of urine to actually really deal with stuff like this. They're just really not worth it. They're not really worth actually just dealing with at the moment. Let them be with their culture. Let them be with their little cesspool of hate and saltiness and jealousy. Just leave these people alone. You know what I'm saying? Now, and I know some of y'all, I get it, some of y'all choose not to actually go to US Open, because I understand there's some hidden racism that's definitely up in that sport, to the fact that it's an individualized competition. And that racism is just not limited to America, okay? You got other European countries that actually have that same culture as they do mainly up in America. The difference is, when you're black, you're a black American, and you come down to another foreign country, they may treat you like a little bit better, but not as much different. The culture is still mainly the same, okay? And I definitely want to point that out. I understand for some folks on why they chose not to partake in, you know, going to these big open matches like Australian Open, Wimbledon, Roland Garros, US Open. I get that. And they're the ones actually fund the prize money for these types of players. Now, coincidentally, they also fund money for players like Coco Gauff, Taylor Townsend, Naomi Osaka, right? Gael Monfils, Francis Tiafoe, Ben Shelton as well, Madison Keys also, definitely Felix Auger-Guillaume, forgive me if I mispronounced the name, in regards with that. Kia Chris Eubanks, Sloane Stevens, literally you name it, they fund money for that prize money for those competitors mainly as well. So I can understand why some people choose not to come by, and I understand why some people also go to attend the U.S. Open to merely support Coco Gauff, Taylor Townsend, Naomi Osaka. I understand that as well. I would say just leave people like that alone. Don't be supporting any of their personal brands. Don't be actually patronizing any of their personal stuff they mainly doing. Let their image actually go to the wayside and just let their behinds go. And that's all I'm literally going to discuss about the whole situation. And I know recently, just now, unfortunately, Taylor Townsend unfortunately has been eliminated by Barbora Kudrashova from the Czech Republic, and the latter will be advancing now to the quarterfinal for what I'm actually getting. And it was a classic match from beginning to end that literally lasted around 3 hours. So it was an insane match. It was a great match by both women who actually literally bled their hearts out. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations on Tiffany Townsend, and also definitely big congratulations to Barbara Kudrashova. But Tiffany Townsend, definitely keep your head up. There will be brighter days ahead of you, mainly in the near future. That's all the opinions I'm mainly going to be dealing with in regards to this crazy situation. Chris and Paul from Nerd Chronicles is signing out. Deuces.
Mm.